I'm back from Manchester and the Sanjay Mortimer Rep Rap Fest. There's always so many cool things to see at these events, so let's take a look at some quick bits.
Hi, I'm Dan from E3D, and we're going to go through what we've got on our booth today. So starting here, we've got our technology demonstrator of Fuse technology. So this is the next generation of high flow. Instead of splitting the filament path into 4 channels, we're still increasing the surface area inside, but also squishing the filament path to reduce the distance heat has to travel to get to the center of the filament.
So instead of splitting it, you're just kind of squishing it and mushing it out, and that's a lot of surface area. So what kind of flow rates are you getting out of it?
So this machine at the moment is getting 80 millimeters cubed per second, and that's running with a 0.4 nozzle, 0.2 layer height, 0.5 track width, and then it's running a high flow PLA at 230 degrees.
And over here, we have this little cool thing. Now this is like what is this?
So this is a project we've been working on with a company called Batchworks. They're very big into sort of the circular economy and sustainable design. So they are producing at the moment here price tags for a company called M&S. You put how much the products cost in there, and the sort of core idea is, at the end of the day, if M&S wants to change the design, they send these back, they get reground and then turned into more filament to print more parts. And the same applies to the actual machines.
Yeah, so these, first glance, they're small Core XYs, kind of V0-esque, but the frames are printed, right?
Yes, so single wall printed. At the moment, these are glass fiber ABS. And the same sort of principle here with the tags. At the end of the life, you can strip all the electronics and motors out, take these plastic parts, regrind them, and then turn them into more filament to produce more printers.
So outside of like electronic screws, rails, that kind of stuff, the entire frame of this printer is, you basically got 2 printed parts. This is single wall, 1.2 millimeter nozzle, I remember you saying.
Yeah.
And glass build, and then a few other gubbins like an X gantry and whatnot. That is surprisingly simple of a 3D printer design. And this is just sitting in a standard server rack, so you could just have a bunch of these stacked up, just mass producing and ejecting small parts all day long.
Yeah, lights go off, everyone goes home from work.
And then printer just keeps on doing its thing. That is really cool. I really want to build something like that. That's cool.
Yeah.
And then we just kind of have standard electronics in the back, right? That's cool. Awesome. Cheers.
Content from this year's Sanjay Mortimer Rep Rap Fest is sponsored by LDO Motors. For printer parts, kits, accessories, and more, check them out at the link in the video description.
Hello, it's Adam here from Vector 3D at SMRRF 2026. Let's take a look at what we've got going on. So on the far left here, we've got CocoaPress 2, as Vector 3D is now the official reseller for UK and much of Europe. So if you want to print chocolate, this is a place to come to. We have a discount at SMRRF, but it's probably too late by the time you see this wonderful video. Moving on, we have the new 85. So this is our new sub-brand called Homemade Academy. So for homemade, basically DIY self-assembly electronics. The 85 gives you a pre-assembled DAC at the rear, all out of the SMD components, and then the parts at the front give you an opportunity to learn about soldering, PCBs, assemblies, design, and how all this stuff gets made. So if you're interested in learning about electronics, this would be a great place to start. We're on Crowd Supply, which is a crowdfunding platform, but it approves and vets all the projects that go on there. So the risk to both myself and you as a customer will be significantly lower than you would expect from other crowdfunding platforms, such as others called Kickstarter.
Yeah,
Allegedly.
And then, of course, if you build a DAC, you're going to have to plug it into something.
Yep, so we've got the Hedemami headphones, obviously beautifully 3D printed. These are a real head turner, as well as sounding flipping amazing. If you're into 3D printing and you want to be able to have repairable headphones, they're an excellent place to go. Moving on again, we do also resell CookieCAD and the TD1S. So if you make Hue forges and want to know more about the transmission distance and color of your filament, TD1S is the place to go. And then right at the very end here, we've got the prototype next generation VLMP. So if you want to be able to insert little brass nuts into your 3D printed parts, then this will be the next generation tools. The system we're working with here is more of a mix and match. So instead of me determining the design that you actually make, we provide loads of different variety in terms of soldering iron, linear rails, what size extrusion you want to use, and you can pick and choose out of those parts. So if you're rebuilding from an old printer or you just have different sourcing requirements based on the country you're in, you can build the thing that most suits you. And most importantly, we will have a configurator tool. So if you've ever tried building like configurable designs, you often find a creator might provide you with 1,000 STLs, and all you have to do is print the right ones. Unfortunately, finding the right ones to print can be difficult. So with our configurator, you literally just have to plug in the bits that you want to use, such as the linear rail, what soldering iron you have, and all the STLs can just be provided to you with some PDF instructions of how to put it together. And that is all we have at SMRRF 2026.
Awesome. Cheers.
Thank you very much.
Hi, my name's Harris Taylor, coming from DiamondBack Nozzles. We're here at SMRRF, actually launching at the show here. We've got the H2 P2 series bamboo nozzle. So it's launching here at the show and will be available through all our different resellers and seller outlets really soon. We've added the back end. We actually launched with a 0.25 nozzle. We discontinued that for a little bit. We said, hey, how can we improve this, get more of a standard size? So now we actually have 0.2 available. Get those finer prints. Obviously, you don't want to print the carbon fibers, embedded fibers with that. But if you're looking for a high precision small nozzle, that's now available in the DiamondBack lineup. We don't have it here at the booth with us, but we do have some high temperature nozzles that are available on Amazon. So if you're looking for something to go beyond that 350 degrees Celsius nozzle, we have the V6, MK, and Volcano is what we started with. And those are available today.
Are those also the DiamondBack nozzles as well, like the hardened diamond?
The hardened tip nozzle, and then the housing is a different material that can support those higher temperatures.
Oh, that's awesome, because as somebody who has a bunch of DiamondBack nozzles, that 300 temperature has been a bit of a limitation faction.
And just to clarify, we've got, for example, the bamboos that can go to 300, 320, 350s on some of the Creality systems, those come out. Stick to the manufacturer's suggested max temperature for the nozzles, but now we do have these other offerings coming out if you are exceeding those temperatures on some of your different systems.
Awesome. Thank you. Cheers.
I'm Rob. I'm Ambrosio on Discord or Reddit. This is my MadMax Toolchanger. It's my first ever Voron Zero build, and I built it from the ground up to support Zoroncho's MadMax Toolchanger system. So I'm not the only Voron Zero Toolchanger here, but I am the only Voron Zero Toolchanger that's been handmade, I think. So built using all the kind of Voron parts, and yeah, we're all about tool changes and multi-material this year. So I made my little magpie here as a kind of a benchmark for multi-material printing. How fast can you print it? How much waste do you produce when you print it? If I print it on my Bamboo Labs A1, I produce this much waste, and you can see right here on my tool changer, I'm doing a print with no priming tower even, so hopefully no waste with this system.
Yeah, last year, we saw this system last year. It was on a V2 or a Trident or something.
I had it on a Trident. It was in the beta. Now it's fully released, so Zoroncho has moved on to his next adventure, and now lots of people are building MadMaxes, and I wanted to build a printer that was designed from the ground up for MadMax. So the idea is I'll release this. Anyone that wants to build a V0 should just build one of these instead, because it's deeper, you've got more power, so much more room for activities, right?
Awesome. That is really cool. And where can people find more information about this?
It's going to be on the DoomCube Discord is probably the way to go for any kind of MadMax stuff. And I will stick this up on GitHub once I'm happy with it. You can get my docs there right now. I've got the new nozzle blockers on the docs. So that's something to get excited about if you're already using my docs. And the rest of this is just what you should be building as your next V0.
This is actually probably one of the quickest tool changers I've seen. So that's pretty cool.
Well, thank you so much. And this is my my second multicolor print. This is my Voron serial print right here. And this is the second multicolor print, so we're improving rapidly, yeah. I'll say.
Awesome.
Thank you so much.